That's right, it's that time of the day again. I can't sleep and I'm making another video. Like usual, I'm going to be spreading my asshole just out in the open on camera, and I'm going to be telling you guys a little story, another chapter, another opinion of mine in my book of life, you can call it. So often when I talk to people, personal friends, other people, just people in general, I tend to get a lot of questions about what is my approach, what is my strategy to doing content creation. And I always come at it from I guess some people would call it a naive perspective, but it's a trend in the market, it's a trend in the entertainment sphere so far in YouTube of what the future looks like, in my opinion. I think people in general are being tired of being lied to. Not really lied to, but they're getting tired of being gaslit. They're being tired of being pushed by political agendas. They're being pushed into different mindsets. They're tired of being lied to. They're tired of just wanting to be entertained. They want somebody who can genuinely sit down and talk to them that feels real, that feels authentic, that feels like, hey, this guy understands what I'm saying, and he understands what I'm saying. You know, they want that mutual respect bond with the content creator. And I think some of the coolest content creators that I personally watch very often are the ones that are very down to earth. They're very real. They're very honest. They're very simple. That's the word of the day. Simplicity. Simplicity is bliss. I think simplicity is so much bliss. Because when you go out your way to make these videos and you're out to entertain people, that's totally fine. That's totally understandable. There's a market for it. There's people who care about it. It is very, very marketable. You know, it's so marketable. I completely understand that. However, I think most people like me and these other YouTubers that I watch who have big audiences, they tend to like people who are just themselves. I mean, at the end of the day, if you can be as entertaining as possible just by being yourself compared to a guy who spends 40 hours, 50 hours, 60 hours, whatever, a week on multiple videos and different projects, I mean, who's really winning at the end of the day? You know, people tend to get mad at people like Moist Critical and Osmongold because, oh, all he does is sit around and talk about stuff, and people, who could listen to that? Well, surprisingly a lot. Surprisingly, a lot of people would rather listen to a guy yap for 10 and a half minutes or 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, whatever time it may be, of just them sitting there yapping, making stupid jokes, and just coming off as a genuine person and sharing their opinions and thoughts on different subjects. Surprisingly, it's pretty marketable. It may not seem like it to the average person, but it is. It's very much so. So when people ask me why I do what I do, I simply say simplicity is bliss. I would rather not lie to you guys. I would rather not put on a facade. I would rather not do all these extra things. I would rather just be myself, be truthful, be honest, and be who I am. And if you really like my personality, if you like my sense of humor, if you like my discussions and my different nuanced opinions, then you're willing to be open to be here. That's as simple as it goes. I think that is the broadest possible stroke of genius that you could paint a picture with when you're talking about content creation. I'm using a lot of big words and a lot of stuff. I've been reading a lot recently because, you know, that's the trend now. You tell everybody that you're reading. You don't just do it. You gotta make sure you tell everybody that you're reading in case somebody forgot. You know, it's just like being rich. You gotta flex the fact that you're rich. You can't just be rich and not flex it. You got to do it, right? You got to do it. Are there downsides to it, however? Yeah, of course. There's always downsides. One, I mean, me personally, I don't have a very big audience. I don't at all. I do mostly share my videos. I market them. I try to push them out there into the algorithm. I promote them on Twitch. I promote them on multiple platforms. It is a stable growth. It's slowly coming around, but, you know, it's all different. You know, if somebody ever tells you that YouTube is a short-term success, then they are lying to you, because they either got extremely lucky or they're selling their souls. The amount of people that I have seen that have sold their souls to the devil himself, I mean, licking Satan's nutsack when it comes to making online content, it's insane. And I would never, me personally, I would never. I thought about it at one point. A lot of my old videos were exactly that. I was trying to do that typical typical gamer, Vanoss gaming, stuff like that, where I'm putting on an act, I'm putting on a show, I'm trying to make everything humorous, I'm trying to make things funny, and I slap all these compilations together with a bunch of stupid memes stuck in 2016, because I swear my humor is damn sure stuck in 2016. I don't know where I've been missing for the past decade, and I don't know, I'm just slowly rotting away. Anyways, point is, I tried to do that approach of making these gaming compilation and having these super groups and stuff, and it's all just, who cares? I mean, at the end of the day, I realize that a lot of people aren't looking to be entertained. If they want to be entertained, they're gonna go to a movie or a TV show or, you know, even a book. You know what I mean? They're not really gonna go to YouTube for that. I mean, of course, you have people like Mr. Beast, which he's like a algorithm guru. You know, he's like a cog in the machine. You know, I don't understand that at all. I've never understood the appeal of his videos. But to say the guy doesn't work hard is an understatement. He works very hard, so he deserves every bit of success that he has. However, me, I have a lot of other things in life going on. I don't do this full time. You know, I have a job. Not saying, you know, I'm better than somebody because I have a job, but this is my passion. It's something that I do want to do for the future. It's something that I have a lot of fun doing. And the most fun that I have is when I'm sitting here talking to you guys. It's not me behind the scenes slaving away at editing videos. I've never found that entertaining. So if and when my video quality ever does increase, more than likely that's because I paid somebody to do it rather than myself, because I just don't like video editing. I'm more of an actor. I'm more of a script writer. I'm more of a just like get in front of the camera and just kind of wing it kind of guy. And again, I like being genuine with people. I don't like to lie to people. I don't like to just like act. And now, don't get me wrong, you got to have a little bit of acting skills. You got to be able to pronounce certain things. You got to be able to put yourself out there. Definitely what I do isn't just as simple as it is. You do have to have a good speaking voice. You have to understand, not stutter, not repeat words, things like that. But those are skills that builds over time. And if you've practiced enough time in the mirrors like I have, because I'm so depressing, eventually you'll get a groove into it. So what's the point of this entire video? Well, I have a list, and I recommend to other content creators, if you're new or even if you're experienced, the best way to find videos to talk about or have things prepared ahead of time is choose broad topics. Just choose something that fits your vibe, fits your groove, and you can talk about it for a good bit, and you can share your opinions on something that you may seem is important to be spoken about. Because, you know, obviously with this channel, I have slowly over time introduced you guys to more topics that are not really just me talking about something, just general conversation. And I think these are the perfect videos to discuss things like simplicity is bliss. You know, I hate my hairline, which was fucking funny. I like sharing my life. I like sharing my story with other people because it makes them feel like they're not alone when they see a loser like me on the internet talking about something that they can relate to. And that is my ultimate goal, is to be relatable. I don't want to lie to you guys. I don't want to lie to nobody. I just want to be myself. And if people enjoy it, then they do. If they don't, they don't. That's just the way it is. I am a completely neutral, nuanced, gray person. I'm willing to hear anybody out on any terms, usually. You know, I call a spade when I see it, and that's just the way it is. And plus, those videos where I talk about different topics, they tend to get a little monotonous. They get a little like predictable almost, and I do try to avoid being monotonous. I try to avoid being predictable. I want to make sure my video content creation, like the machine that's pumping out all this stuff, I want to make sure that each video has some kind of unique flavor to it. I don't want to just be a slop pumping machine like most of these content creators on the internet. I see a lot of stuff that I'm like, this is clearly something that only a child would watch. And they make so much money. They're so successful. It's insane. They're so successful. And it's like they're making the most slop shit ever. See, that's the kind of stuff I'm trying to avoid, because I think taking advantage of children is despicable. I think it's despicable. It is. At least for the people who are genuinely in it just for the money. And now, if you're in it to entertain children, if that's your passion in life, like you're genuinely like, you're in it for the heart and soul of the craft of the art, that's fine. But if you're just in it to make money, man, that's fucked up, dude. That's fucked up, man. at least entertain some adults who have free will to, they have consciousness. Some of them are smart. I don't know. At least entertain those guys who are willing to hear you out and, even challenge your ideas. That's another thing. With these kind of style videos, I have people who are able to challenge my opinions, and I openly welcome it. I'm not one of those people who see it as harassment. I openly welcome people to challenge my ideas and thoughts, and I'm even willing to debate it down in the comments or whatever. That's the point of conversation. I think this stuff is more fruitful. It's more engaging. It's more interactive almost. It's like why certain people still only watch live streams. Some people don't watch YouTube videos. That's fine. That's why I try to do both, and I try to talk on both. I'm a fucking yapper, dude. I'm tearing your ear off right now. I'm sorry, okay? I'll put it back on later. Okay? Also, if this video seems a bit low energy like usual, it's because I just woke up. It's that time of the day again. It's a random PM or sometimes AM, and I can't sleep and just got off work and got bored, and that's usually when I make my videos. Sometimes I'll force myself to eat the broccoli. I'll sit down and eat my vegetables and make a video, even when sometimes I don't want to, because obviously you do have to treat it like a job in order for it to be a job. But most of the time I do genuinely enjoy making videos just out of the heart, just out of the art, just to have fun. I have a lot of fun talking to you guys, even if nobody sees it, because at the end of the day, it will forever be posted on the worldwide interweb, on YouTube, and it might catch somebody's attention and it might not. You never know. But yeah, simplicity is bliss. That's the word of the day. That's the sentence of the day. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid to share your ideas and thoughts, and don't be afraid to be real with people, because we live in a very false, fake, frivolous world where these people are driven by their egos. They're driven by money. They're driven by profits. There's these companies, they just push these things, and it's all just fake. We live in a very fake world filled with a lot of assholes who are trying to be real to you but aren't being honest and real with you, and they're just putting on a facade to make you believe so. And unfortunately, that's the world we live in. Very fake world. Very, very, very fake world. But it's always been like that. It's not like this is new. This is not a new thing. People, if you've been around the block for a while, if you've paid attention to just television, entertainment, companies, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's just to sell a profit. It's just to sell money. That's all it is. It's just, not sell money. God no, it's to make money. It's to sell a product and make money. That's all it is. That's all it is. But at least if you can have fun while doing it, and I'm not robbing you guys, it don't cost a dime for y'all to watch these videos, then I feel like personally I'm not affecting anybody, and as long as I'm not affecting nobody personally, then I'm all right. I'm chilling. Anyways, yeah, that's all I had to yap about. I might do more of these yap sessions. I like these sessions. I like these yap sessions. I might even call them yap sessions. That's kind of cringy. I don't know. Maybe, probably not. I don't fucking know. Anyways, yeah, that's all I had to talk about. So, see ya.